Bama gang, cause we always hit the nail on the head. Now I got a question for you guys. Would you rather have a season, full season with no crowd, or would you rather have half of a season with full crowd? Let me know in the comment section below. Now check this out, my Miami Hurricane fans. This video gonna be a little bit different. Now normally I would make my videos, edit them, put little visuals and effects in it for you guys. This is gonna be more of a lifestyle video. So 247 Sports, 13 records that this season at Miami that could be broken. 13 records, school records, talking about records at Miami. So let's get this thing started. First off on this list, we got individual total yards. See, back in 2007, this record was set by Malik Rozier, 3,588 yards. That's what Malik Rozier was accountable for. Now, this record can be broke by De'Aaron King this season. Here's how. Now, Rozier threw for 3,120 yards and rushed for 468 yards. In 2018, King was accountable for 3,656 yards of total offense in 11 games. Only 11. He didn't play all 12 games, and he didn't play the bowl game. So you can imagine, if you play a bowl game and you play a conference championship game, then numbers could be different. But either way, without those in 11 games, he's already at Houston. He already broken those records. Next on the list we have here is individual season passing touchdown record. Now this record was set back in 1988. It's been a while. That's the year that I was born, 1988. Steve Wash. Now, 29 touchdowns. That's what the record is. 29 touchdowns. This one should be cake. This one should be an easy one to break. 29 touchdowns. King tossed 36 touchdowns in 2008. That was only in 2018, sorry. That was only in 11 games. So 29 touchdowns, he's already broken that at Houston, so I don't see no problem with him doing it here at Miami. I think Miami has a talent set that's better than what Houston had, but we'll see. Single season passing yards. Now, Miami's single season passing yard was set back in 1984. That was by Bernie Kosar at 3,642 yards. Now, King can beat this record also. This one might be one of those records that, it might take a little time. It might come down to that last game of the season. I'm talking about the bowl game, this and that, and maybe an ACC championship game too. Single season completion percentage by a quarterback. This record was set back in 2011 by Miami's own Ja'Cory Harris, 65%. So basically all King would have to do is complete more than 65% of his passes this season, and that record will be broken. Now, in 2018, he came close to this record. He finished the season at 63%, so it's attainable. He's not too far off from it. And here we have the single season reception. This one is held back in 2010 by Leonard Hankerson. Leonard Hankerson caught 72 receptions, 72 catches that season. This record could be challenged this season by Mike Harley. I might want to even throw D. Wiggins' name in there, but I was thinking Mike Harley. They thinking Mike Harley too, because Mike Harley might be running a lot of, routes out of the slot. So we'll see how that goes. Now, single game reception. This record is actually a tie between Willie Smith and Philip Dorsett. Now, Willie Smith caught 12 receptions versus Maryland back in 1984. In 2012, Philip Dorsett caught 12 receptions against USF. So, that's a tie record, 12 receptions. So they're saying that this might be challenged. This record here might be challenged by Harley. Coming out of that slot, a lot of those passes will go to Harley. Whoever's running the slot route will get a lot of passes this season. All right, here's one. The individual sack record. Now, this record is held by Daniel Stubbs. Back in 1987, 17 sacks. 17 sacks. This could be attained by either Greg Russo or maybe even Quincy Roche. We got two great defensive ends coming off both sides of the left and the right. So we'll see how that goes. That's a record that can be broken. Team sack record in one season. This record was set back in 1989. The team had 52 sacks. 52. So let's keep that in mind. The number is 52. As a total team in sacks this season, if we get more than 52, that record will be broken. Now, we do have four top of the notch defensive ends. As you already know, we got Roche, we got Russo, but also we do have Jalen Phillips and Jafari Harvey. So we got four good defensive ends that can get this done. Not to mention, our D-line. It is what it is. Most plays on offense for a season. This one will come down to your boy, Reed Lashley. Now, back in 2010, Miami single season plays record was 936. Now, Reed Lashley at SMU averaged about 80 plays per game. About 80 plays per game. So you do the math. If he can do that at Miami, we could break this record. And he does not even have to average 80 plays. He just got to average 75. So this record is attainable. Most first downs by the team. Most first downs. In 1984 and in the year 2010, 288 first downs were cost by Miami. Now, with the speed offense that we're going to have, with the amount of plays that we're going to be averaging this season, this one is also attainable. As a matter of fact, your boy Reed Lashley has already done this, and the numbers that he put up is way above 288. He put up in 2019, last season, 322 first downs. Now, if you know Miami's woes last season, then you know that first downs was an issue. Hopefully this season will not be the same. Oh, another mention, De'Aaron King at Houston in 2018 had 334 first downs. 334. Keep that in mind. Now, team points in a single season. 527 back in 2002. So Miami had 527 points total after all games played in 2002. Now, if you know 2002, then you know that the whole Ohio State thing and this and that. We kind of want to put that behind us. But this is obtainable. This is very obtainable by the amount of plays, by the amount of points that Reed Lashley averages with his offense. Reed Lashley offense is averaging at least 41 points a game. So if you do the math, Miami can get it done. Miami can get it done. And we don't even need to average 40 we don't need to average 41 points. We just need to average around 38, given the ACC championship in a bowl game, and we'll get it done. And if you know schedules, then you'll know that some of those cupcake games, the first 4 games of the season, you know, we could rack up numbers. Like, I mean, even last season, I think we beat Bethune-Cookman like 63-0. So some of those numbers will average out throughout the season. So this one is also attainable. Team rushing attempts for a season. Now, this school record has set back a long time. I mean, a long time. If you look at the record, you'll think that Miami stays away from running the football. Now, this record was set back in 1957. 1957. Half of our fan base wasn't born yet. Now, 567 attempts. Now, if you look at Reed Lashley's offense, he's done this before. This record that is set, he's beaten it at least 4 or 5 times already in his career. The most he had in one season was 729. The least he's had was 534. So, and it's a constant thing for him. They rush the ball. They run the ball a lot. So this one is also attainable. Team rushing touchdowns in a season. Now, back in 2002, this record was set. 33 touchdowns, 33 rushing touchdowns. Now, if you look at Reed Lashley's history when it comes to rushing touchdowns, in 2013 with Auburn, 48 rushing touchdowns. That's already more than our 33. Auburn, in 2016, Auburn had 33, which matches Miami record. SMU ran for 35 in 2019, just passed. So even then, you know, Reed Lashley's offense is proving that he can beat these records. So there you have it, guys. You had 13 records that Miami can beat as a school. Now, these records are not NCAA records. If you look at NCAA records, these numbers would be quite higher because it is what it is. But these are school records. These are records at Miami right now that can be beaten. I say that. They can be beaten given the numbers, and if we play up to these numbers and we play up to expectation, then these records at the end of 2020 will be rewritten. Now, if we don't get all 13 records, it's understandable, but I'm gonna step out on a limb. I'm gonna step out on the edge and say that more than 50% of these records will be broken in 2020. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that comment. You know, let me know what you guys think.